You're watching KSWO TV in Lawton and Wichita Falls.
A rare military exercise at Fort Sill today. Hi, I'm Scott Miller, and coming up next, 82nd Airborne paratroopers fire a howitzer at Fort Sill at noon today that earlier this morning was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. You've got to see this story.
And one Lawton woman can never forget how someone sexually assaulted her. She says she can still smell the alcohol on his breath. You'll want to hear her story and what she's doing to get the word out on her cause.
And another day where we could potentially see some active weather. We'll talk about it coming up.
You can count on us. This is 7 News in HD.
A rare joint exercise today at Fort Sill, including aircraft from Altus Air Force Base, Fort Sill soldiers, and the 82nd Airborne from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, all joining forces to put rounds down range at Fort Sill.
Almost 100 paratroopers from the 82nd Airborne did today what they are expected to do during a conflict. And that's tonight's big story. 7 News reporter Scott Miller was on post today for the precision event. Scott?
Anna, it doesn't matter how many times you see something like today's exercise on television or in the movies, it absolutely doesn't do justice to it. Watching men and women from the 82nd Airborne, about 25 years old on average, do what they do, well, it's impressive. It was a beautiful morning with just a few clouds. And then a howitzer fell from the sky, exactly where it was intended to fall.
I'm going to give it to the 437th. That's what we call a PI strike, or where it's intended target. That's about as close as you can get it, and they did a great job today.
The PI, short for point of impact, was impressive. Proudly provided by the 437th Airlift Squadron from Altus Air Force Base. The paratroopers from the 82nd Airborne were picked up this morning at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, so they could practice landing in unfamiliar surroundings.
Everybody has to step up their game and understand that it's a different environment. Obviously with the mountains, just like Afghanistan, you have intervening crests and things like that. So now your safety for your howitzers and your projectiles now is a little different.
Safety is important. There's an element of danger in any exercise like this. Today was no exception. There were a few minor injuries, but all were treated and released.
The paratroopers landed not that long ago, along with the M777. Today we're at Fort Sill, but this could take place anywhere in the world. Within minutes, that howitzer is ready to fire. And trust me, when it does, you do not want to be on the other end.
They fired 16 rounds from the M777 howitzer and 6 rockets from the HIMARS, the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. So why do they do this today? Well, so they can do what they did today, literally anywhere, with very little notice.
To be able to deploy in 18 hours, fly anywhere in the world, and be able to drop and provide fire support to our brigade combat teams.
When it comes to jumping out of planes and firing really big guns, I think it's fair to say that these guys have been there, done that, got the t-shirt. A few hundred Fort Sill AIT students, that's Advanced Individual Training, haven't done it, at least not yet. But that may change.
If you didn't have the idea of joining, today definitely should change your mind, like it did mine. I can't wait to get out in the real unit and start this.
My stepdad was airborne, sir, and I plan on following in his footsteps because I see he's gotten really far with it, sir.
Hard to believe anybody could witness what took place today at Fort Sill and not come away impressed. By the way, here's a tip. If you ever get to see something like this, use the earplugs.